was just telling the crowd, sorry about the weather here, and we did the best we can, but let's get right to it. First thing we're going to talk to you is, Esteban, you know, you're a young guy, good-looking guy, living the life, driving fast cars, dating pretty women. What if this all went away?
Did you say good-looking?
What would you do? If you weren't an F1 driver, what would you do?
I would probably be studying university and trying to be a businessman.
Really?
Boo!
Big dreams, you gotta get that education. Is it tough to be a taller driver?
It is tougher than obviously smaller guys. I have less space in the chassis, in the monocoque, you know. My knees are stuck in the foam, elbows are touching the chassis, so it is less comfortable, but it's doable. You know, I'm not sitting in a wheelchair right now, so I'm still in one piece.
How is it to be fat in the car?
To be what?
To be fat in the car?
Fat in the car? That's good.
God, if he's fat, what does that make me? Wow, it's a tough crowd. Esteban, if you could race with any driver in the history of F1 as a teammate, who would you want it to be?
Senna.
Senna?
Yes.
Not him, huh? Hey, Nico, that hurts, huh?
You got no choice here.
How about you? Same question.
Same answer.
Senna. Can you describe, Esteban, the diet, your workout, what your physical routine is throughout the year, in season and off season?
Well, thankfully, to be honest, I'm very grateful because my diet is to eat as much as possible.
As much as you can?
Yeah, I'm so skinny that I need to eat a lot to keep my weight.
You need to go home to your mama. Let her cook it up for you. How about you? You working out hard too, Nico?
Regularly on the couch, box of chips, works pretty well. But every now and then I have to put on my running shoes and burn it off and work on my on the fitness. It is not loud, it is loud and quick, so it's also quite physical. Formula 1 looks easier from the outside than it is on the inside, so we've got some work there on our hands.
Have you ever weighed yourself before and after a race? How much weight will you lose during the course of a race, say this weekend?
About 1.5 kilos.
Well, it's very individual, you know, there's some people that sweat a lot, there's other people that sweat less. I don't sweat so much, but it depends really how hot it is. I think Singapore is the worst.
You don't sweat so much.
I don't sweat so much, do you?
Alright guys.
Compared to Fernando, he's like soaking after a race. Because I know that I was doing the doping control after the last Grand Prix and we were waiting together and he was just completely wet.
Alright guys, we got a little challenge for you. We know you can drive a car. Come on with me. But can you rope a steer? That's the question we have.
Woo!
Have either of you ever done this?
No.
Alright, I need someone to hold this microphone.
Can I get that hat?
Yes.
Oh, close.
One more time. Okay.
Nico! Come on, Nico, you can do it!
You're spared. Nice round of applause for Nico. And this way. All right. It's a big loop. Big loop.
No pressure.
Right down there to the autographs. I'll take that. Thank you. Nice round of applause for these guys.
Woo!
Papá, ¿por qué le tienes que jalar la cabeza? In 1976, there was a scene in the movie when, for the first time, Lauda was suddenly whipping fast, and the issue there was that was a Formula 3 car, again from the very early 70s, and that's what some of these cars that are out on track.
Fun enough, you're talking about that 70s era about Rush, etc. I got a privilege to talk to Mario Andretti last night, just about being in the middle of that battle that year. And if you watch the movie, and he did point it out quite pointedly to me that he actually won that race by over a lap.
Yeah.
And in the rain in Japan in Fuji, and you know, he obviously was doing his own thing while they were in their own battle. But it just is a testament to just what a great driver he was and continues to be. To have taken on that challenge that day, because the film shows it just brilliant. Some of the
and then been involved with this championship battle for years. And I remember on that Sunday.
the advantages that the Americans had back then. I'm amazed that that is not more the case today in the modern era. That you get from dirt track.
You know, there hasn't been a single wet race this year.
But there it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
not one. It's weird.
That is
It's really, really weird.
Haywood, California.
The RT1, the Vault category, that was one of the cars, forerunner of